The winter of 1864 was a particularly dark and cold winter. Our nation was in the midst of the Civil War, and in Petersburg, Virginia, the armies of the North and the Southern Confederate Army came face to face with one another on Christmas Eve of that year. The Northern Army's General Ulysses S. Grant and the Southern Confederate Army's leader, General George Pickett, had actually been friends in school together. But this Christmas Eve, they found themselves bitter enemies, facing one another, cold and dark night, Christmas Eve. But while they waited, looking at one another face to face, waiting for one of them to make the first move, a scout came to give some news to General George Pickett from the Southern Army that his wife had just given birth to a young new baby boy. And so General Pickett built a bonfire in thanksgiving and celebration for the birth of his new son. The Northern Army saw the bonfire, wondered what happened, so they sent scouts to investigate. And when Ulysses S. Grant discovered that his former friend Pickett had a new son, he did something surprising. He actually started a bonfire in celebration on the northern side as well. And so for one night, the two enemies became friends again, and they celebrated together the birth of one little boy that brought light into the darkness and peace into the middle of their war. Sadly, the very next day, the bonfires went out and the two sides began the fight all over again. But for that one night, peace reigned. What about us? What is Christmas for us? Is it just one day where the following day we go back to our apathy toward one another, our sense of not wanting to be reconciled or forgive one another, our desire to care only about ourselves and not for others in need? Do we just go back to our sense of angers and depressions and forget about the joy and the peace of this time of year? My name is Father John Gabriel, the pastor of St. Paul's Church here in Ramsey, and I wanted to wish all of our parishioners, family and friends, and all those who view this video a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I have an invitation for you. It's an invitation to not become so absorbed in the secular idea of Christmas that begins around Thanksgiving or even earlier around Halloween, and then ends abruptly the day after Christmas when our Christmas trees are placed on the curbs of the streets in white plastic bags ready to go to the garbage dump, or our wrapping paper is all thrown away, our gifts are all returned, and we're ready to just go back to our normal lives. My invitation this year is to take Christmas into the new year, to make it be the way we approach life all year long. Someone once said that at Christmas, mankind is what God intended us to be all year. Maybe that's the challenge that we all face. Remember, for the church, Christmas is not just a day, it's a season. And it's a season this year that will not end until January 9th with the Feast of the Baptism of the Lord. So I encourage you to keep your Christmas trees up till that day, and maybe at least to keep your nativity sets out, and keep them as a place where your family might go to pray throughout the Christmas season. In the Vatican, they keep their Christmas manger nativity sets out until February 2nd, the Feast of the Presentation of the Lord, when Mary and Joseph brought the child Jesus into the Temple of Jerusalem. So for those of you who are diehard Christmas fans, you can keep all of your things out until early February if you'd like, and still be very much within the tradition of the church. In the name of our parish staff and all those of us here at St. Paul, we would like to extend to you and your family an invitation to come and celebrate with us. Our masses will take place on Christmas Eve at 4 o'clock in church. And this year we're adding a 4:15 overflow mass in our school gym. Because last year, although I was not here yet, I've heard that there were some concerns about safety and fire safety because of so many people that came to Mass, and many that had to stand and couldn't even get into the church building. So our staff thought it would be good to have another option for people where they can sit comfortably and pray the Mass in another location that we're going to make equally as beautiful, with wonderful music and a great homily and a great place to be. So our overflow Mass will begin at 4:15, so you have an option of either one. We'll have another Mass at 6:30 p.m. on Christmas Eve, and our usual Mass at 12 midnight. And then the next morning, Christmas Day, Mass at 9 a.m., 10:30 a.m., and 12 noon. And we look forward to all of the wonderful music ministry that our music ministry will provide for us before the Christmas Eve Masses, with little concerts in preparation for Holy Mass. And then, of course, on New Year's Day, the Solemnity of Mary, Mother of God, where we begin the year thinking about the wonderful gift that God has given to us in our Blessed Mother. That weekend will be our usual Mass schedule, Saturday evening, December 31st at 5 p.m., and then Sunday morning, January 1st, 7:30, 9, 10:30, and 12 noon. And as we go forward into this year of grace, 2017, we pray that perhaps we can take this spirit of Christmas with us, not one that drops it all the day after Christmas, but that we as Catholic Christians can continue to celebrate the fact that Christ has been born. Christ has been born again within us. Remember, Christmas is not just a day or a season. Christmas is really a way to approach life. It changes how we view life, how we view death, how we view everything that happens in our lives or in our world. Merry Christmas and God's blessings in the new year to all of our parish family. And we look forward to seeing many of you at some of the wonderful things we have planned for 2017. God's blessings.